Black Myth Wukong has been the center of insane gaming controversy. In case if you live underneath a rock, let me explain. It started with an article by IGN in November 20th of 2023 about a translated text from some studio employees that talked about licking and jerking and all the other kind of verbs. It was pretty raunchy, I'm not gonna lie. But apparently it was mistranslated, and the actual translation refers to slang sayings they have in China. So people in America didn't know what the hell they were talking about, apparently. Personally, I don't know Chinese, and I couldn't actually translate or couldn't find the actual translated text. But now Black Myth Wukong has even more heat after people started reviewing the terms of service for streamers and also gamers. Check this out. It says in full of what not to do. It says, do not insult other influencers or players. I feel like that's kind of a given. Do not use offensive language and humor. I mean, I don't know. What do they consider offensive language? You know, probably like canceling stuff, but I like to say shit, you know, hopefully they don't. Is that offensive? Depends on who you are. It says, do not include politics, violence, nudity, feminist propaganda, fetishization, and other content that instigates negative discourse. So this is totally relating back to the negative discourse that they got from the IGN article and other spreading stuff. There was a bunch of gamers at the time who brought out the translated text, like the proper translated text, and I can't find it today. You know, I've been looking all over. I couldn't find it. I was looking for the past hour. Maybe my Google skills aren't top notch, level 20, but yeah. So basically it's saying like politics. I mean, if you're a streamer and you're talking about politics anyways, it's kind of crazy. But you know, whatever. Violence. We're playing a violent game. I don't really get that one. Nudity. Okay, that makes sense. Feminist propaganda. Okay, feminist propaganda. This is where it comes in, because a lot of people and a lot of reviewers, there was actually a review that came out that gave it a 3 out of 5. I can't remember what the publisher was, but it gave it a 3 out of 5 because there wasn't enough women in the game. Man, yeah, man, I feel like that's a personal issue. That's more like something that you have a problem with versus how the actual game plays. That's like saying that you have a medium that you expect everybody to check out, and if they don't check that medium, then the game is automatically not good. I don't fuck with that. So they're saying, don't bring that shit up. So, I mean, do I disagree with them on that? I don't know. Like, they're saying just enjoy the game. Don't talk about how many like girls are in the game or not, you know? So I guess I understand. You know, I'm all about adding girls and boys and all kinds of shit into all games. I don't care. You know what I mean? But when you start like noticing it and like you're nitpicking at that stuff, that's on you. You know, maybe you should make your own game type shit and let it go to the world. But I don't think you should dock points because it doesn't meet your standard of life. You know what I mean? Fetishization. So fetishization. Fucking that word is a tough one. Fetishization. I said it so good the first time, bro. Fetishization. Okay, fetishization. I think they're referring to the other part where there were old tweets. I wish I could find these like old tweet. Like I found like the article. So look, this is the fetish stuff that they're talking about. I want to expand my circle and hire more people, get licked until I can't get an erection. So apparently this right here, this can I move this over? This, I can't. This right here, this first line, from what I read somewhere on like Twitter or something, is that is a common phrase that they say in China. Like when I say like, oh my God, quit jerking me off, like, or quit jerking me, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like that. So I think that's kind of like the phase that that's the phrase that they're talking about. So they're saying don't talk about fetishes because they don't want to bring that up. Them telling streamers and gamers not to talk about that stuff is kind of backlash because look, obviously now I'm talking about it. You know what I mean? And other content that instigates negative discourse. So just like, yeah, I guess don't do any of that. Do not use trigger words such as quarantine or isolation or COVID-19. That's freaking weird. Like, why? I'm surprised that they brought that up at all. Like, hey, you're not allowed to talk about the real world in any form of the sense. The only problem is that they could strike you if you go against it for when you talk about Black Myth Wukong. So that could definitely be a bummer. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is like, yeah, just, you know, don't bring up like the articles and whatnot and bring up the bad vibes, like play for the good vibes. And apparently these, I can't tell if these were only given to streamers who got the game for free or given to all streamers in the terms of service when you open up the game. You know how some games will have that when you open it up. So I'm going to pull that up when we play Black Myth Wukong here in about like 52 minutes. Can't wait. I'm going to pop that up. We're going to like just read through it real quick, see if it actually says that. Do not discuss content related to China's game industry's policies, opinions, news, and etc. So basically they're saying that China is on a different brainwave than America. So America's like on this like woke shit. It feels like the woke shit is starting to come to an end. Like, it feels like people are kind of battling the woke shit now. But apparently in China, it's not like that. You know what I mean? So people are trying to push stuff in the West onto China, yada, yada. That's more political. I'm not really like super checked in on that mark. But I do see why Black Myth Wukong has asked streamers not to say some of these things, because it's referring back to the stuff that caused them original controversy. Now, me, do I care? Honestly, I'm not that big of a streamer, so if I end up bringing one of these up during like the game and they fucking strike me, I'm not really too worried. But there are streamers out there that would probably lose a lot of money because they got striked, which is kind of crazy. So maybe you should just like watch what you say. You are playing somebody else's like title, I guess, and they do have power in what you should and should not say. But we do live in America and we can say what we want, right? Doesn't mean you won't get like socked in the face sometimes, but you can say what you want. We're not being held on what to do. But I guess let's talk more about this. It says, I want to be honest and make a trailer and be praised by the savior of the industry. The 13 minutes B1 looks like it carelessly pieced together. Random values, stiff landings, smaller bodies with lively, larger bodies are lethargic. I'm trying to look for anything else sexual. I don't see anything else sexual just scanning it. So it's just the first part where he's like, we're getting jerked off here. We're getting jerked around. But this whole article from IGN on November 20th, 2023 is all about like, they do not agree at all with Black Myth Wukong. As a female player, I actually wanted to buy the game originally. Forget it. I'll just keep playing foreign AAA games. Bye-bye. So that's, yeah. Yeah, I think they had a different reviewer for Black Myth Wukong. Let's go back home. Or let's look up, can we look up Black Myth Wukong review? Okay, so we see right here, Rebecca reviews Black, okay, Myth Wukong. Review. Can I find review? If I click on it, is it going to give us a review? So IGN rating, we click on that, it's going to take us to the review. Mitchell Saltzman. So they changed the reviewer. I wonder if they were paid to change the reviewer. I wonder, you know, but maybe the other reviewer did not want anything to do with this game for real. So yes, let me know what you think about this controversy. It's always fun seeing some controversy. I like getting into the tea of shit. Black Myth Wukong is definitely in the center of it right now, and we will be playing it live on stream, so check it out.